one, I think I'm gonna skip because this guy probably have no idea what he's talking about. Maybe he is. How long will you use Glaives and Wrath?
I'm gonna do another video for y'all today.
Is it loud
you
enough?
may have seen my previous video on what items from Classic TBC are going to be useful for you in the first phase of Classic Wrath. This is kind of a follow-up to that because one thing that I did leave out are Warglaives. And I've gotten...
Who is he talking to, though? I'm not sure.
a lot of comments on Warglaives. Trust me, I intentionally left them out for a reason because I think they deserve a video of their own. Because ultimately, it's a big conversation, and as much knowledge as I have, I'm going to give you as much as I can, but I don't have enough. I need your help here to find out the answer to this question.
Okay, where is he from? As much as I can. He's probably a...
I'm going to give you everything I possibly can.
He's UK?
Hopefully by the time Classic Wrath arrives, we'll have better...
This is UK or American?
Probably Sims, UK. A better collection of knowledge, and we will have collaborated well enough to know how long are we actually going to use Warglaives. So let's jump right into it. First of all, Warglaives, it's only Warrior.
Okay, it's not UK.
Rogue. None of your Death Knights need to worry about this. First of all, with Warriors.
He's from NA.
In Wrath, your Fury Warrior is going to get Titan's Grip, so they'll be dual wielding two-handers. The DPS loss is just massive for them to use two one-hand weapons, so Warglaives are not going to be an option for your Fury Warriors. We don't even need to consider it there.
Okay, listen up. It's not an option for Fury Warrior, yeah? So Glaives are not going to Warriors in Classic. Thank you.
Arms is going to use a two-hander. I really don't think your Arms is going to do any weird kebab spec like we've seen a little bit in TBC. And that leaves the Rogues up for debate. Now, Assassination Rogues are going to be using fast weapons, fast daggers only. That's basically all that they're concerned about. The thing about the Warglaive is at least the offhand is fast, but it's not even a dagger.
Do you know what the dagger rogues are going to be using? I'm going to show you. I don't know if I can find this. Let me see. This one. This one. I have no idea. I think it drops in Halls of whatever the fuck the name is. Halls of... Halls of your mom. Yeah, so these daggers are going to be best for Rogue. Like, there is no way they use anything else. So this is going to be the way to go. There is nothing even close to that. So this is going to be pretty good best. And it's fucking 20 DPS more than Glaives, obviously. Yeah.
If we want to compare that to, say, Librarian's Paper Cutter, which...
Oh, that's what he's doing, okay.
Most, if not every single one of your Assassination Rogues are going to show up to your first raid with dual-wield Librarian Paper Cutters. Paper Cutters has higher DPS, it's faster, the stats are pretty similar. I mean, ignore the stats, honestly. Like, the DPS is just better on Librarian's Paper Cutter, and you're going to want two of these. And since you're running two of these, even if you want to run one in your main hand and the Warglaive in your offhand, you're missing out on the offhand, or on the set bonus from the proc. So your Assassination Rogues are really not going to be using this at all. So that only leaves one spec. It's Combat Rogue. Do Combat Rogues want to use Warglaives in Classic Wrath? And genuinely, I don't know. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
First of all, let's compare the main hand Warglaive to Reaper the Dark Souls. This is just a...
Alright, I'm pausing this. So, basically, there is nothing to compare. This is so much better. 21 DPS better. There is more hit. There is more crit. There is more attack power. And the other thing, there are no demons in Extremis. There are no demons in Extremis. There are no demons in Wrath at all, like in the tier 7. Right? Right.
A normal,
Yeah, haste block is the only
sword
thing
that
you
you're
have,
gonna
yeah.
get.
But you know, it's 28% level 70, but 450 at level 80 is like 10%. 10% haste proc.
On reaching level 80, this might be an upgrade for you that you might be using in heroics. This isn't
Maybe
necessarily your
15%, I don't
pre-raid
know.
bis or anything. This is just an everyday normal sword in Classic Wrath at level 80. Right off the bat, you can see that Reaper of the Dark Souls is slower. It's going to have more DPS.
Did he just say Reaper of the Dark Souls is slower? Bro, you're making a YouTube video. At least, like, check yourself.
Slower. 80. Right off the bat, you can see that Reaper of the Dark Souls is slower. Off the bat, you can see that Reaper of the Dark Souls is slower. Off the bat, you can see that Reaper of the Dark Souls is slower. It's going to have more DPS, higher top end, higher lower end as well.
Okay, chat. One question. What is slower? 2.8 or 2.7? What is the highest number? 2.8 or 2.7? This guy is confusing me right now. 2.7, 2.8, 2.7. Okay. Okay.
There's no agility on Reaper of the Dark Souls, which is fine. Hit rating, it's going to have a little more, no big deal. It's going to have more attack power, and it's going to have more crit. But it doesn't have that set.
Pogo bullying. Maybe we start reminding you are fat. Can you show us your picture right now?
Set bonus, of course. So we do keep in mind the set bonus there. And of course, if we wanted to compare Warglaive to your Bis in Phase 1 of Combat Rogues, this is the comparison between Calamity's Grasp and Warglaive. So right off the bat, you're getting more agility from Calamity's Grasp. There's no hit, which is fine. You're getting more attack power, a lot more attack power, more than double attack power, and you get 24 haste. What's nice is really the agility. We really like to have agility stacking on combat. That's just going to get you a lot of stats there. And so let's take a closer look at this proc from having Warglaives. So the Twin Blades of Azeroth gives you...
Yeah, I think I... Wait, what? Oh yeah, 13%. I said what, 10%? Yeah, it's like
proc
10
for having 450
15%.
haste rating for 10 seconds. Now, in my research, this is going to have a 45-second ICD. However, nobody has it in Classic TBC as of recording this video. It's possible that ICD is different once somebody gets a set of Warglaives in Classic TBC.
For example, me, I will get a set of Warglaive, and yeah, we're gonna see.
If that happens,
his picture. Can I open this on stream? Like, you're telling me a 2 kilobyte picture. I'm not opening 2 kilobyte picture. What is this?
Maybe we need to scrap this whole video and readjust. But it should have a 45-second ICD, and we're gonna go with that. Okay. Now this is actually totally comparable to Meteorite Whetstone, which is a great, fantastic heroic dungeon trinket. A bunch of DPS will be running it for the beginning of Phase 1 of Classic Wrath. It gives you a 444 haste rating proc for 10 seconds, both of which are proccing off of melee attacks. So these are very, very comparable trinkets here.
This is proccing from range attacks also.
Ignore this 2-minute cooldown here. It's actually a 45-second ICD. The only thing about Meteorite is it does give you a 74 crit rating, just equip. So these two are really comparable. The nice thing is that Twin Blades is actually giving you...
I'm curious, like, guys, you know when you're coming to Vendor in WoW, and you're buying something, you don't want to click 20 times to buy something, right? You, like, type, like, 11 or 15. Like, I usually do 15, 15, 15 if I want to buy a lot of stuff. Like, for example, Blinding Powder or Flash Powder, right? Like, you don't click it. Do you think that Blizzard employee was just so lazy to type 0 because you need to move your hand. You need to move your hand to type 0. So he just typed 444 because he was too lazy. Because typing 45 is normal, but then going to 0, you need to move your hand. And he was probably like not really good at movement, so he just typed 444 because it's just easier. It's just like fuck it, bro. I don't want to type 0. I'm too lazy for it. 444.
This just by equipping your Warglaives.
You see, some people are question marking me, but I'm actually 5 head brain.
And so the
I know
question
what I'm talking
is,
about.
how does this compare to normal combat rogue DPS? Well, based on, what we know now on how combat rogues work, in general, they're going to be doing less DPS than your assassination rogue anyway. So if you are that one guy who wants to play classic combat and classic wrath, you're going to be standing out a little bit as a black sheep as is. You're going to do a little bit less than DPS in your assassination rogue until you start scaling, but you will do pretty good on cleave fights. Now the haste proc doesn't really help you a whole lot on cleave fights. However, if you line this up really really well in patchwork, I do think this is going to be really really solid for you. I genuinely think it is. And I've collaborated with some other rogue minds, and we think that this is going to work out to be a decent DPS increase for you, as long as you can line up everything with your CDs and your haste procs and lust, maybe your haste potion. As long as you're lining all that up really well, this is going to be a pretty solid DPS increase. Now, I plugged in all of this information, all of this information together into RAR, and RAR is a very flawed, very, very bad
Bro, this guy's making a YouTube video and his cam is literally not letting us see this fucking dagger, bro. Is he trolling?
sim tool to use for Wrath of the Lich King, but it's the only thing we have.
Bro, there is no way Glaives are better. Like, let's be fucking honest, bro. Like, it's to 150 more high end damage. It's like 150 more low end damage. It's like fucking 60 DPS more. 62 DPS more. Like, how can it possibly be better?
It's the only thing we have right now. I'm hoping someday we can get our hands on something that's better for simming and better for comparing items and
I wouldn't listen to him. I've played with him on some private servers and his Shadow Priest Holy and his DK is dog shit. Name a single YouTuber that is good at the game. You can't.
whatnot. But I customly put in all this stuff on a full tier 7 phase 1 BIS combat rogue. And what we got was roughly a 43 DPS loss for using Warglaives versus Calamity's Grasp and Web Death. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. I mean, considering the margin of error that RAR has, because it's terrible at calculating things, like it always is going to give something with hit rating a
Wait,
little.
what? He's saying that you lose 43 DPS by using Warglaives compared to this weapon? No way, bro. Hello? Like, there is no way. There is no way. There is absolutely fucking no chance. There is no chance.
More of an edge than something without it. Thankfully, this comparison has the same
Anfall does YouTube. I asked about good players.
hit rating. This actually works out to be pretty freaking comparable. It's actually shocking how comparable it turned out. I really do think we don't know enough as of recording this video, and I'm sorry if you feel like I baited you into watching this, but
Joker live. This guy is getting banned if Joker D is actually live. No, you're fine. You're fine. But you know, if it's Joker D would be live, I would ban you.
we don't know. There's just not enough information out there, and I think I'm hiding web depth a bit with my camera. Let me just turn that off so you can see that.
Thank you.
This is your comparison. I was estimating that the Twin Blades proc is going to give you somewhere around 130 to 150 DPS increase. But if this proc is going off while you don't have uptime on a boss, like say you're getting stunned on Mayexna or Saffron is flying away from you in tier 7, or any number of things. Maybe Malygos you're going into an air phase with. This is a massive DPS loss. I mean, the only reason this is actually even considered is because the proc. The proc is the biggest thing here.
Bro, imagine if he's even talking about Warglaives versus weapon from Lich King. Sorry, weapon from fucking Kel'Thuzad in Extramus 25 man. Imagine how ridiculous these weapons are in TBC, in Sunville. Imagine how insanely fucking retardedly ridiculous they are. And I'm gonna get them.
Here. We obviously don't get any extra additional attack power when fighting demons because there are no demons in phase 1 of Classic Wrath.
Check lovely picks, very important.
So it's comparable, but it's likely going to be a DPS loss for you in most, if not every single situation. I do think it'd be pretty nice for you to run it with in at least your pre-raid gear, at least running into Nax for your first kill of KT and everything. But it's really only for your combat rogues, and it's debatable if it's a DPS increase. So that's pretty much all I have for this video. I got another one coming for you for Badge of the Swarm Guard. I know a lot of people were asking about Badge of the Swarm Guard. But that's it.
Alright, let's check a real video. This one. This one is actually pretty decent.